All through September, we've been talking about Nehemiah and how he showed initiative. Initiative is seeing what needs to be done and doing it. And our friend Nehemiah saw that there was a wall that needed to be built. He didn't wait for someone else to do it. He took initiative and did it right away. There were some neighbors who were being mistreated while they were building the wall, and he knew that he had to look for a way to make things right. So he paused building the wall, and he fixed the issues that his neighbors were facing. And then he went back to build the wall. And then he was getting letters and notes from enemies who were trying to distract him from building the wall. And Nehemiah knew to stay focused on what needed to be done. He didn't let himself get distracted. And then, after 52 days, that's not very long. That's just like 20 more days than we've been talking about Nehemiah. After only 52 days, they built the wall. It was done. And it was so exciting because then they threw a feast. And at the feast, they realized that even though they'd done some really cool things, they hadn't been following God the best. But they wanted to start because they recognized that God had been doing a lot for them. So they decided to celebrate what God has done. One of the best ways to stay focused on God is to celebrate what God has done. And so I thought we would do a celebration game. I am going to take turns with you and whoever else is playing, and we're going to list off things that God has done that we can celebrate in our lives. And some of these things are super easy to think of, and some of these things might be a little personal or harder to think of, and that's okay. But I'm going to start with one of my favorites, and whenever you think of one, jump in and say, celebrate what God has done with me. Are you ready? Christmas. Celebrate what God has done. God sent Jesus to take away our sins. He didn't wait for someone else to solve that problem. He stepped in right away for us. Christmas. Every Christmas, I celebrate what God has done because I get to be with my family and we get to eat yummy food. And whether or not there are presents, I still have a lot of fun playing cards and going on walks and just spending time with people I love. Celebrate what God has done. What are some things that you can remember to celebrate what God has done? My kids! I have 2 wonderful daughters, and I'm going to celebrate what God has done by giving me family that I can take care of, love, and sometimes snuggle while watching Moana. What are some other things that you celebrate? What has God done in your life? Running. I went on a run today. God made my body strong, and I keep feeding it water and fruits and vegetables so I can stay strong and healthy. And so I can go on a run in nature and enjoy it. And God has helped me do that in my life. There are so many things that we can celebrate. We can celebrate people getting healthy again. We can celebrate being far away from friends and family ending and getting to see them again. We can celebrate school starting or school ending. We can celebrate having a great day in class. We can celebrate a good test score. We can celebrate a teacher who doesn't like tests, so you don't have to take them. We can celebrate art and making something that you're proud of. We can celebrate a real good book that just makes us happy when we get to the end. We can celebrate getting to the end of a really difficult video game level. When we focus on God and what He's doing in our lives, we're going to see that we have a lot of things that we can celebrate. God has done so much for us in the past, probably even more than we realized. And He's going to keep working for our good in the future. So keep your eyes open so you can see what God is doing and celebrate it. I've had a lot of fun with you in September. I can't wait to have just as much fun with you in October. And that, too, is worth celebrating.